What is going on? What is going on? We are back in black in the building. Hey man, I don't have a lot of time, but I want to get into it right now. I was on Twitter. I didn't see, not that I seen some very disturbing things. Hey, what's going on, cuzzo? Shout out to everybody out there. Tasha, Shawnee, Erica, Tamisha, all y'all. Dave from No Compromise. I gotta give much props and respect to all y'all, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, appreciate it. Hey, I'm just trying to let it grow out, man. Natural. I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? Natural. But anyway, it was something that was very, very, very kind of disturbing. And that's why this is gonna be the danger of listening to the wrong people. And the reason why I say that, I'm just gonna change it. Listening to the wrong people. And the reason why I made it that is because, let's see, I'm trying to change something up real quick. American. Alright, there we go. Let's hear about Wakanda. Oh, I already spoke about the Wakanda shit. But we about to get into it right now, man. I'm dying to hear David from No Compromise perspective on it, but I'm just gonna spit it out right now. We about to get it in right now, man. If you're at the Core Plantation handling business, I got much love and respect for you, but I'm trying not to forget shit, so I'm about to get right into it right now, man. We're gonna discuss it right now. So let's get it. Shout out to everybody out there, like I said before, man. We gonna get it then. You already know this is No I Don't Know TV, because No I Don't Know. Let's get it. All right. Here, let's just get into it real quick. Okay, I saw this thing on Twitter, have great information. And I saw these Latinos, the American Cholo, and I forgot the other dude. I think his name was Bozo. I don't know what his name is. They was talking about Tariq and calling him a Sambo or coon. First of all, let's just address this. This is FBA business. Just like when you're dealing with, gang politics, is gang politics. This don't have nothing to do with you. See, a lot of people, what I have noticed is they come to this side of the fence. It's like, what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a nigga, a shot caller in the hood, who been calling shots all his life and doing it, and then all of a sudden trying to go to corporate America, the Core Plantation, and then they don't know how to function, so they talk out of turn. They don't know how corporate politics work, and they just be running their mouth. Well, this is what I feel just listening to it. First of all, these American Cholo, look, let's just keep it a buck. I mentioned that on Sunday. Nigga, the Latinos, when we lived in Baldwin Park, California, they just write nigger on our wall all the fucking time. So I don't want to hear that shit. But bumping fucking Roger and Zapp the whole fucking time, but don't like niggas. Yeah, I done tried to get, niggas done tried to jump me and my other black homeboy. Like, man, I done went through that shit the whole time. That's why I was very upset that, our parents would move us out there. You had all these black neighborhoods out there in the IE and you got Pomona, you got Laverne, you got San Dimas, you got all these neighborhoods where there's a lot of black folk, but we gotta move to Baldwin Park. Man, when I moved to Vegas, I told people I got my GED. I didn't want to tell people where I went to high school. I was just so ashamed. I hated that fucking school. I hated the fucking school. I hated going there. A lot of people didn't even know this. That's why I don't talk to none of the motherfuckers I went to school with. Fuck them all. The reason why, because this is the one thing that we have to understand, man. While you struggling and you doing everything and you're trying to become, I would say amalgamated with the people around you, that's the opposite. They trying to be like you the whole fucking time. I didn't meet near other racial group that didn't listen to Wu-Tang and rap and hip hop and want to dress like us, do everything like us. But I never heard nobody stand up for racial equality for black folk. They just look at us as entertainment. And then when you can't entertain them, they don't fuck with you no more. Like, that's why I fucking hated that shit, man. I hated it. I'd rather go to church. Straight up. That's why I couldn't wait to go to paper. Like, man, I'd rather go to church. I'm around my people. And not just around my people, I'm around my family, around my people. And I have to worry about motherfucker calling me a nigga and all this sucker shit. And they used to paint that shit on our wall all the time. I used to be looking at my parents like, why the fuck y'all move us out here? You know what I'm saying? Damn, you gotta get it from the white folk, then you gotta get it from other racial groups too? So that's what, man, trust me. So, I had to check that. You know what I'm saying? You speaking to a nigga that went to a school where it was not predominantly black people, and not that the black people got fucked with, but they wasn't really fucking with us like that. You said, why, Warren? I don't talk to a single motherfucker that's outside of my racial group that I went to high school with. None of them. I don't speak to none of them motherfuckers like that because they didn't want to know what a black folk struggle. They just want to be entertained by black folk. And then when you can no longer entertain them, they don't give a fuck. I can tell you one motherfucker that I got respect for that would probably go on record and call those motherfuckers out, and that's my homeboy, my Latino homeboy, Faustino. That was the only nigga that he'd be like, nah, man, we ain't with that shit. I don't know who the fuck them motherfuckers are. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just tired of every other racial group having to say something about black folk because now we got traction. Now it's not just a myth. That's why, yeah, you right. I can't wait. Bring Donald Trump back. See, that's what we need to do. Bring his ass back so he can be the equal opportunity racist that he is, and then motherfuckers will leave us the fuck alone, and then they'll be too busy trying to join. Everybody wanted to join forces when Donald Trump was in office. Y'all remember that? The black and brown and black and Asian and all this other shit. Now there's Biden in office. Now you got all these other racial groups basically trying to call us coons and all that. First of all, you don't even have a right to call Tariq Nasheed no coon. You a sucker motherfucker for that. That's one. And two, I like this argument that they tried to bring up because I'm watching on Twitter. They try to bring up this argument. Well, yeah, he's supposed to be black power and all this other stuff, but he lived with the whites. Okay, Nipsey Hussle was in his own hood. What happened to him? So stop all this bullshit. Man, look, everybody that go back, why you think Lil Boosie don't live where he from? What you think, Master P? You ain't saying that shit about Master P. Master P is pro-black and for his people. But Master P does not live in the hood because that's two different mentalities. Everybody doesn't have that mentality to get up and go do something. Some motherfuckers just want to sit around and see who the fuck they can pop. They tried to shank me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Baldwin Park High was bull. Yeah, I fucking hated that school. I'm still mad about that to this day. This is the worst fucking school I ever went to in my life. God damn, trust me. Every day I'm like, I wish we would have stayed in LA and where I lived. Shit. Nigga, I went to Shenandoah Elementary. I was zoned for Palms. I was zoned for Samuel High School, Westchester. I was zoned for a lot of fucking schools then in the 80s and the 90s. I could have went to Samuel High School. Oh, that's why. Yeah. But I don't have to work. Okay, fine. White person gonna call me a nigga? That's one thing. But when it's other racial groups that don't even have a place in this society that didn't build this country, now I have a different issue with you because, nigga, you don't even belong here according to the Census Bureau. Where the fuck was y'all at? And all these so-called people built this country, why the fuck we can't find no documented history of every other racial group being kidnapped? Why is there no medical apartheid for every other racial group? Why? How many books do I need to show? I don't see nobody talking about Patty Cannon but black folk. There's black folks jumping out of 3-story buildings. So I don't like to hear that shit. So when I'm watching this shit, I'm like, I'm gonna play you a little bit of it. I'm just like, bro, these dudes is out of line. American Cholo and I think they try to confront Adam 22. Hold on. Let's see what we can find.
So we can't face that. Hold on. I would hate to walk away, though, without, addressing everything, bro. Like, I don't want, the head of the snake fucking over there feasting and winning millions, and we're over here fucking, you know what I mean? Trying to prevent bloodshed, you know what I'm saying? We're cleaning up the mess.
I guess they call themselves confront. I don't know, but here, let's go to the other one. I want to see what they got to say about other people. No, we're not playing no commercial. I just think this is very imperative because niggas need to start waking up, man. Niggas need to start waking up.
And listen, this is a special one, but it's a much needed conversation right now. You know what I'm saying? We got American Cholo in the building. We got my guy Bozo in the building.
Bozo back to back this month.
Bozo's back to back. It's me and Duno holding it down today. How y'all doing today, my brothers?
We're great.
I've been a little bit better.
I know you've been a little bit better.
Shit, I feel good.
I know. I went from a rise to a fucking fall within like 12 hours.
I'm about to say 24 hours.
No, let's get to it.
When I talked to Adam, I was like, hey, fool, people are not taking this to this light. I'm the only Mexican in this motherfucker.
Facts.
So who are you guys gonna reach out to?
Yeah.
And I'm getting the heat.
Yeah.
So when I have grown ass man talking about, hey, fool, fuck you don't represent it, I'm like,
Oh, how do you think my DMs look?
exactly.
My DMs are talking about, I'm gonna kill you, homeboy. Come on.
No,
Straight
exactly.
up.
But what I'm saying is,
Man, what?
the assuming part is what got this whole thing. People assumed you were racist. But when the Tiger shit came out, people assumed I was going against our people, and that's the fucked up part.
And I was the first person to talk. You feel me? That's how me and you even know each
Yes,
other.
of
You
course.
said, "Hey, AD gets it." You know what I'm saying? Because once again, Duno's 22 years old.
Oh, I
you know what
understand
I'm
that.
saying? He didn't grow up at a time. Y'all grew up at a time when the race riots was crazy. It was cracking.
definitely.
And I even talked about on the news today that I remember when I was in middle school. You feel me? Blacks and Mexicans didn't get along
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
for sure.
You know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying? When I got to high school, it got a little better, and now we here.
Now, I will say this. I grew up in that era too, and it's still to this day, because that comes from the pen. That's why a lot of LA gangs, a lot of politics, I'm gonna have to start interviewing some people so they can give their shit. And this ain't no diss to conjure up no stuff, but there was a white tee law where any nigga in a white tee was getting his wig split. So look, where I come from, man, motherfuckers know. Matter of fact, if you watch Raising Kanan, the girl that plays Raquel, her brother, he did an interview on the Breakfast Club, and he talked about being from Black Pete Stones, and he mentioned another rival gang at the time, but how they had to kind of link up because a lot of the Latino gangs was really, really putting in work, and it made it where motherfuckers had to come together. So I don't understand now that we are starting to mention the anti-black racism from other racial groups. Now everybody want to get all mad and get off. Well, I wish we'd have took pictures of how many times my uncle had to, paint over the nigger. You know what I'm saying? So
Show with him. It's two black guys and there's one Hispanic guy. You feel me? He holds it down. We joke. He make racist jokes. You
All
feel
the
me?
time.
We
No,
do,
you guys can do that. It is what it is. But imagine for a second, and there was a small clip of you going around for a little bit on this channel, disrespecting the homies. No, not you disrespect the homies.
Yeah.
The phrase, right?
That shit was-
no, right.
And even that.
Yeah.
Even
Imagine if I would have got that clip, edited that part out, and said, "Look what fucking AD's doing."
Mm-hmm.
But what are we doing with that? We're just fighting. And what I'm trying to accomplish is to stop the 50 years or so that we've been down here, like killing one another, going to prison.
Facts.
All we're doing is fucking putting people in jail, feeding the fucking system, homie. But then you got people like Adam coming with that bullshit. You run this bitch, Adam. You run this bitch. If you wanted that video down, it could be down. Why? Because he wants the fucking views. But the views that he wants is on the back of black and brown kids killing fucking one another, homie. That's fucking wrong.
You ain't lying right now, bro.
Yeah,
I'ma
no,
keep
most
it real.
definitely. And then
that's one. We could take a look at that as well. But all these platforms are like that. It isn't just him. It's Vlad TV. It's everyone. I think, this is my personal opinion, they didn't like the fact that Adam 22 had Tariq Nasheed on. They didn't like that. I'm telling you. I'm going with my gut instinct. They didn't like that shit. And see, since Adam 22, if you notice, he has a lot of prominent, like he had black people on. I remember he went to Nickerson Gardens. See, they don't like that because then they're like, well, where's our story? It's just like when you watch Lean On Me with Eastside High. And that, them Puerto Ricans was like, what about us, Mr. Clark? It's like, well, hold on. Y'all didn't build this country. And they get more black people that are in dire straits. There's no diss to my Latino community, but if you do your history, see, that's what I'm saying. We do a lot of arguing and going back and forth, but we don't never talk about history. When Tariq was on there, he was putting history on wax. He was letting you know what it is. You got people slinging mud and saying shit, but they don't never come with no facts. They don't never come with no real history, no documented shit. It's always just feelings, and we got to get over that shit.
just know behind the scenes, we like I said, and we're just having this conversation off camera. I could tell Adam how I feel. Hey, fool, this is not cool. But in the end of the day, he's gonna have to roll with the punches that come because that's what, if he doesn't look, and this is his company. Adam could fire me and AD tomorrow, and we out this motherfucker.
Yep.
So my thing was when and this is the only thing I have an issue when shit gets brought up. You sometimes, like I said, I don't think you're racist. The video was definitely edited. But when the perspective is being pushed that we're sitting here and editing these videos to try to bring you down. No, I felt when you had that type of conversation, I was like, he did his shit. When that whole Tiger thing happened, me and Bozo had a conversation. And we fucking sat down and interviewed about him, and I let him speak his mind. But when the narrative is being pushed that we're trying to bring down, especially me as another brown man, bro, you feel me? Like, that's not the narrative.
Yeah, but see, you
no,
gotta-
and I get it. We're a company, and
No,
then even when when the foods were getting spit on, whatever, AD got a lot of heat for that. Why are you letting shit like that happen? So it's the same thing, but it just when it's not yours, that's something
yeah,
that's
but now,
what
bro,
things that come with the territory.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't stop the gang of bullshit.
I wanna say something
wait,
real
go ahead,
quick.
Bozo. Say
I
it.
want to say something. So, I'm here to speak for the streets, for my people. You feel me? And with that being said, I abide by the laws of the streets because
Then if you abide by the laws of the streets, you wouldn't even be on there. That's a fact. If you abide by the law of the streets, look, I got a cousin, R.I.P. My cousin Damon. Damon ain't trying to be on nobody's TV. He didn't want to be on nobody's camera, and he definitely ain't want to be talking and smiling with you, because he had a different type of code. He no longer here, but that nigga, you couldn't pay this nigga to get on a camera and be like, "Hey man, I abide by the streets." No diss to this Latino brother, but see, that's what I'm saying, man. Everybody's code is different.
that's my environment. But with those environments come rules and stipulations, regulations. There's lines that are drawn. Me and AD have a friendship from before fucking. I even had a buzz or anything through a mutual homie that's Mexican that knew AD way before I did.
Yeah.
So I say that to say this. Like, Adam is very fortunate to have you here, because if it wasn't for you, my dog, I don't think that we would even tolerate like an apology.
Straight up.
For
Real
one,
shit.
this is our backyard where we're at. This is the San Fernando Valle, where the homies are really strong. The homies that are from this area carry themselves with a lot of pride, man.
Real
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? And this city, this whole valley that we're speaking in is to be respected. Not only on the brown side, but also the black side of the community. You feel what I'm saying? But it's true, bro. Like I told you on the phone, you're under the umbrella, no jumper. So, people are going to hold you accountable whether you like it or not, because you're vouching for somebody.
Well, that's a different issue. Let's get to the real shit.
Hey, that'll be the comment section. That'll be the comment.
AD fucking been in my. He sits there, hugs my mom like, bro, this whole lady,
I love your mom.
and I'm gonna put this out now, bro. They don't sit here, and I don't sit here and let them fucking call me a wetback or a fucking beaner or a spick or you don't, bro. They don't, just like how they don't let me.
Well, I would never say that because I got other people. I got other people.
But you know what I mean?
But they ain't no
So
jump to me.
that's something, and then that's when me and American Cholo, I had to, and when we talked to each other, it was kind of like we were kind of like yelling at each other because I was like, fool. Like, hit me up, hit me up. So,
But you wouldn't answer. You know how many?
No,
people?
but you're assuming I wouldn't
You know
answer.
how many people now are hitting me up now? And you look up there. I fucking sent them something 2 years ago.
And now they hitting you up.
Straight up.
You've never sent me something 2
Straight
years
up.
ago.
I guarantee you would never answered me. I guarantee you.
But
wouldn't
what I'm
answer
saying,
me.
you never hit me up 2 years
just-
ago.
I know. That's just how the platform game
Yeah,
works.
yeah.
Straight up. That's how the platform. Now I got people in my DM from 2 years ago. Hey man, I love what
Yeah,
you're
they
doing.
clout chasing
I'm
like a motherfucker.
I'm like, all right, but I did have essays or Mexican, let's say guys your age and all that hit me up saying, man, you're a fake motherfucker. You push that tiger shit for clout, and look at you saying the N word, whoop whoop whoop. But now, luckily, they're coming back and saying, hey, dude, I apologize, homie. I'm sorry. I got brothers calling me. Right before I get over here, I got a brother calling me because I take phone calls all day long. Homie, my number's up there. It's a Google number. You
I just want you to listen. Really, really listen to this.
call me all day long, and I will have the conversation as long as you're not screaming and just disrespecting. I had a brother call me up. He said, this is American Cholo. I said, yeah. It's William, man. I said, what's up? I'm a longtime follower. I used to follow No Jumper. Fuck Adam. I'm not following him anymore. That's some bullshit what they did to you, man. He's like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, no, he didn't. And then I saw your video with the full context. I said, there you go. That's the problem. Right there, Chris, will you raise your hand? That's my sound and video engineer. He's a black man,
Wait,
homeboy.
let him see Chris too.
Yeah. Come on, Chris.
They're showing them who it is.
Just stay right here and look there, look at the camera.
I don't know. That nigga half and half.
Hey, that'll be the comment section. That'll be the comment section. He ain't black enough.
But it'd be like that though. Like even when I first did my feature with AD, like, and this is 5 years back when it wasn't really popular to be doing.
And
like,
I'm by myself.
yeah.
And I'm by myself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And when he was with me, like in the track and video, in the comment section, homies were on my bumper too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you ain't, and it's like, hey, bro, like, I don't know what you on, my boy, but I'm on some real gangster shit. I respect men for men.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so that's enough. I just wanted to go ahead and play that so y'all can go ahead and take it and receive it how you want. But here I am going to say, cousin, text me your address, please. So hold on. I got you. So here, I was playing that so we can kind of get the gist of it before I get out of here. Remember, never, ever, just take somebody's word for it. Go do your research, and then within your research, you'll know what history teaches. Now, I know they're not speaking for the Latinos that I grew up with, but a lot of them were very inherently racist. A lot of the women would be telling you shit like, oh, well, I can date you, but I can't bring you home because my parents wouldn't approve. And it's like, and then you look where they live, and they live in a bullshit ass crib that's all fucked up, you know what I mean? But you can't approve of me? And I'll be laughing like, oh, they must have told you was white. Hence the term white Hispanic. Remember, Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, they went to Santa Monica High School. But they're white Hispanics. You have to understand this shit. They classify themselves as white, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, do it. And for the Latino community that fuck with black people, I got nothing but love and respect for you. But I am specifically talking to the ones that don't like us, can't stand us, and now that we're gaining traction, you want to go after the prominent black folk that are making waves and paving and setting the template for what black folks should be understanding and listening and reading about. So when they said something about Tariq, and I heard that dude, and he called him a coon before, and I just was kind of like, nah, man. See, you're out of bounds, homie, because a lot of these people that say this shit, you're not very you haven't read enough. And when I mean, once you start reading and understand what it is, you can't use that's a baseless argument to say, well, you a coon because you're not living in the hood. Okay, well, name one nigga that makes it and goes back to the hood and survives if they keep living there. Master P's brother wouldn't stay out of the hood. What happened to C Murder? He went to prison. R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle, he tried to do everything he could for the community. Look what happened. He got killed right in his hood. So we have to understand that, and we cannot let other racial groups use that. Like, oh, well, since you're making it, you gotta live around the poor people. No, because if you knew the history of Tariq Nasheed, that nigga was making money way before he started doing Hidden Colors. And this ain't no dick riding shit. Just do your history. Anybody that just pop up somewhere to you go do your research and go see. That nigga was on TV. He was on Old Drama in 2000. That niggas is late. So it's like, you have to do your research, and we have to stop allowing people to just go after people that are paving the way and setting the template for us, because that ain't cool. We have to understand that. But hey, man, I just wanted y'all to get that and understand. Stop allowing people to just say whatever they want. I'm not saying that those brothers, are right. I'm not saying that they're wrong. But the good thing to do is, instead of you attacking a person, if you have the knowledge and you have the knowledge, like I told my brother Dave from No Compromise, then let's compare notes. Why don't y'all sit down and have a real conversation? And let's have a real conversation about, this is the history, this is my documented history, this is what I've read, this is what I've learned, and you tell me what you've learned, and maybe we can come together just on some, all right, well, we gonna dead it. But all this attacking each other and ambushing people and doing all that ain't cool to me, because it kind of destroys where you going. Now, whatever issues they have with Adam 22, hey man, that's a separate issue. That don't have nothing to do with black folk. And I'm not gonna be sitting up here and niggas explaining all this other shit. I don't know what they got going on, but I can tell you this. I see that now that black folk are gaining traction about reparations, and FBA and other motherfuckers is starting to know who we are and what we stand for, and a lot of black folks are starting to know their lineage and do their history and start reading and researching. I've noticed a lot of racial groups are not liking that. That's why I'm not happy about the Wakanda Forever. Go check out that podcast. Ain't no damn Wakanda Forever if you ushering in some other shit. Damn, we can't be the hero for 5 minutes without motherfucker ushering in a whole other racial group. Captain America had how many movies before they ushered in another black person? He had Captain America 1 and 2, and then Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was another white person he was introducing. Bucky. Shit, but I just want y'all to know, hey man, go with facts. Don't go with nothing else, and then just go with your history of what you've read and what you know. And if you don't know it, do a little bit more research. I would love to sit down and just have a little conversation with him just about the knowledge of what we went through, because I'm tired of people trying to state claim, oh, I'm a Native American. Well then, but I've never heard of no Native Americans building a goddamn thing. Because if that's the case, Henry Ford would have had Native Americans around him, and not Booker T. Washington, but not Booker T. Washington. I'm blanking. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Erica, China. Y'all know who I'm talking. Who would he have around him? George Washington Carver. Him. That's who he would have around him. Why would he have him around? He'd have a Native American around, right? Right. I was like, what? They're Latino. Exactly. Hey man, but it is what it is. I went way over. I got shit that I gotta do. I gotta make the CMOS for another. I got this another order. But hey man, I love and live life. Stay in your lane, handle your business. Just listen to the documentation. Not the documentation, but go back and check your documentations. Meaning, go check your books. Go read. And you understand what it is. And you'll understand what it's not. But if you have no prior knowledge of what the fuck you arguing with somebody about, stop. Go back to the drawing board. Do your little bit of research and reading. And then go back forth. Like I would challenge any Latino. Hey, well, damn, if it's about y'all, then what do they need us for? What do they need us for? If it's about you guys, then if y'all built the country, then what did they need y'all for? Then why are we here? We wouldn't be here, right? If you guys built the country, then why would we be here? And why would documented history be talking about George Washington Carver and talking about Patterson, who built the first automobile, and talking about the person responsible for the light bulb, not not Thomas Edison? Why all this to keep us away from the patent office? Slavery by another name. That was in the antebellum period in the 1800s. Why did they have so many black folk? Where were the Latinos at then? That's all I'm asking. Those are questions that I would love somebody to answer for me and give me the books. Hey man, that's my time. I went over about 15 minutes. Hey, I got nothing but love for y'all. Love, live life. Hey, you already know my saying. Guilty, nigga. I'm out. Peace.